I am so very tired. This has been, whew, what shall I say? A very trying week. Like a very trying week. Let's talk about shopping. You know that the month just ended. Today begins the second week of the month, right? And so for me as a housewife, the first week of the month is usually for shopping. Okay, so I normally take care of the bigger part of the shopping. My husband does part, I do the larger part, mostly because of the language. So the grocery shopping was not the problem. The problem was personal shopping. I'm talking about facial care products. Now, when I upgraded my facial care, I used to buy my serums from a particular shop, and at a point in time, I found out a more affordable option, you know, and I opted for the more affordable option because I think after washing, what you need in your facial care is a very good exfoliator. So I found myself a very good exfoliator, and I had gone without the serum, and there was a very positive effect on my face. So I figured out it wasn't the price of the serums. Neither am I really sure if the serums was working, or was I sure. So I've been sticking to that exfoliator combined with the facial wash, and I've always had a moisturizer which I changed to a hyaluronic acid moisturizer. Now, when I introduced serums into my regimen, I had started with salicylic acid or glycolic acid, I think, and it wasn't working. And then I think a year or two later, I had a test done on my facial skin, and I was told that I had fine lines because my skin was not retaining moisture, so fine wrinkles and all those things. So I was encouraged to go for hyaluronic acid, which I did, and I always used to have niacinamide, but at a point in time I just stopped. So I just stuck to my hyaluronic acid serum and hyaluronic acid, or HLC moisturizer. Then wahala came for me this week. I ran out of my serum and I went to look for. Guys, these Chinese people, I'm beginning to really think that they do some shady business. Because what I've noticed is that they inundate the market with a certain product. The product sells well, but they don't resupply or they don't restock their shops. So you come to the shops, you go to the shops, and you will find a particular brand. All the shops have that brand. If it's a kind of, for example, one time everybody was selling exercise belts, and every shop, once those things ran out, that was all. The same thing with a kind of adhesive plasters that you had to cover the walls, to protect from oil and things. It's gone. It's gone. So once they go out, they don't restock. So this week was a hunt to restock. I was looking for that brand. They sell the ordinary, which I found at a very affordable price compared to the price of the ordinary on Amazon. Okay, so but the label would carry the ordinary, and that was have been buying for about 2 years. Apparently, the whole stock in the whole of the city is exhausted, gone. So yesterday I went on a mission just to find serums for my face. That was my experience, and I was able to come up with to find this one, And then I wanted to go back to niacinamide because I realized they work very well when paired together. Like it's a very good synergy. That was the challenge, the first challenge for the week. The second challenge for the week, like I said, personal care. I needed to buy a new roll-on. I use roll-on from Nivea. I also couldn't find what I was looking for, and this is more surprising because this was now in the supermarket. I buy from the supermarket. I don't go to the pharmacies. We don't have those pharmacies that come buy beauty products as their specialty. In Ecuador, when they do, they tend to be more expensive than in the supermarket. So I went, and when I went to look for it, I didn't find it. This packaging drew me in. Um, and I kept reading this part here, this part that says recarga. Recarga, sorry about that noise. Recarga in Spanish simply means how do you say, recharge. So it's rechargeable, it's a rechargeable bar to put inside this thing. The mistake I made was not reading the entire instructions on the packet, because on the packet here it shows you that it's for refill, right? So I bought this, and then when I got home, I discovered that it wasn't gonna serve me, you know, because it was in the box. I'm an African, and we always find a solution to a problem. So I cut it open, and I just will take out the bar and use it. And then it smells really, really good. Now, this is the first time I'm using a, how can I call this now? I'm using a recyclable deodorant, a natural deodorant, no aluminum, no chemicals, no parabens, you see, no triclosan, no parabens, aluminum free. I've always heard about these natural options uh, for antiperspirants and anti-deodorants, and I perspire a lot and my sweat tends to smell. So when something can control the amount of sweat I produce and can mask the sweat at the same time, it works for me. So when I tried it, it was very, very nice. And it was, this has been an accidental discovery because even though I had of it, I didn't know that they were expensive. I just saw it at $3 and I'm like, okay, it's good, sounds good to me, makes a lot of sense. It felt cheaper than what I normally buy for, I think about $5 or so, less than $5 anyway. So I had to go back and buy the actual bottle. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, so this is the actual bottle, and it's a pleasant surprise. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a pleasant surprise, really. I love it. It smells nice. It doesn't clog the pores in my armpit, but I just love the smell, and I can tell it's very lasting. And I see why they are pricier than your regular roll-ons. So this is a deodorant, it works very well for me. I think that's what I need because my sweat is smells very strong. So this was a serendipity. I can say this was a serendipity for me. This was a happy discovery this shopping week, you know. And then the last one was, yeah, my wine glasses. I love nice things, especially since I turned 40. I realize I'm beginning to have an affinity for fine things. I don't take wine, but I find this cute to drink juice from or water. There is no law that says you can't drink. And besides, if this is for wine, it's really, or beer, there's a lot of alcohol to consume in the glass that has the capacity of almost half a liter. That's a lot. It's a lot. This is the container and it says 480 mils. Can you see that? 480 mils. 400 mils. That's almost for beer. That's a lot of alcohol. So I would rather drink water here while I'm watching a movie and feel bougie, or a glass of juice, because in Ecuador we take natural juices freshly squeezed. In my house we don't add sugar, so best best deal. Unfortunately, the demand for this was so high because they are on special. I can say they were because this particular one is out of stock completely. I went hunting for this also yesterday after I got my facial serum, and I was in about 4 stores. I didn't find it. After service today, I went out again and I didn't find it. The ones I found had the capacity of 360. Sorry, about 680 mils, which is a lot, which is too big and will not fit into this. So I decided to buy the normal tumblers, this one. So there you have it. So this is the last purchase for this week. I just came back a couple of hours ago. I'm tired. I didn't study whatsoever because I had classes to give in the evenings. And in fact, day before yesterday, I even had classes. I was just busy this week, this gone week. It's been a hectic week. But welcome to the second month of March. Happy Women's Day to all the ladies in the world. You're doing great, you're doing fabulous. I didn't produce content, not for Facebook, nothing. I just came back home just now. So I just wanted to share that with you. Moral of the story, sometimes no matter how determined you are, something is not for you, it's not for you. If something is not for you, I mean, how do you go to 8 stores? I would say about 8 or 6 stores. I went to just for a particular item and you don't find it, you know, like the modern people say, the universe knows I tried. God knows I tried, but yeah, we roll with the punches. We roll with the punches. When the available, when the desirable is not available, you go with the available that becomes desirable. So I can't really recommend this one. The ordinary, yeah, I've been using the ordinary, but I don't know why they would give a wrong instruction. That is my fear with the Chinese products. These are from Chinese shops. So this is also from a Chinese shop, because on the package it says to rinse not more than 10 minutes, and we all know that serums are not meant to be rinsed off. But hey, when the desirable is not available, the available becomes desirable. It's affordable, it works. You can see my face, yes, it's spotless. So I'll let you know maybe after a month and see if I notice any significant change. Go chase that dream, plant your seed, watch it grow, and remain blessed. Bye bye.